English Leap Podcast.
With your favorite teacher. Hello, everyone, and a huge welcome back to your favorite teacher's English Leap podcast. This is your go-to space for mastering natural English while we chat about the big and small things in life. I'm Sarah, and I'm joined by Leo.
Haha, okay. Quick question before we dive deep and get all wise today.
Oh no, that usually means trouble. I'm ready, though.
It does. All right, everyone listening, imagine this. You see a beautiful little shop. It has those big glass windows, warm golden lighting, and it smells like expensive candles and old books. You really want to go in just to see the vibe, but the second you step through that door, ding, the bell rings, and the shopkeeper looks at you with a massive smile and says, "Hi there. Anything in particular you're looking for today?"
Oh, I know exactly what happens next. The internal panic begins.
Exactly. You feel like you have to buy something now, right? Like just because I stepped inside, I've signed a secret contract to spend $50. So, Sarah, what do I say? Because usually I just mumble something, turn around, and walk out looking very suspicious.
You probably look like you're planning a heist, Leo. But honestly, this is the number one hurdle for English learners, and even native speakers. That first interaction with a shopkeeper sets the tone for your whole experience. If you get it right, you feel relaxed. If you get it wrong, you feel like a prisoner in a sweater shop.
A prisoner in a sweater shop. That is my nightmare. So, let's talk about the shield. You know, that phrase we all use to protect ourselves.
You mean the classic, I'm just looking.
Yes, but is that okay to say? Does it sound rude? Because in my head, I feel like I'm saying, "Leave me alone, I have no money."
That's a great point. Actually, I'm just looking is perfectly fine, but there are ways to make it sound much more natural and, well, sophisticated. Instead of just, I'm just looking, which can sound a bit blunt if your intonation is flat, try adding a little bit of flavor to it. You could say, oh, I'm just having a browse, thank you.
Having a browse. I like that. It sounds much more relaxed, like I'm on a tiny vacation inside the store.
Right. To browse is such a high-level word to use in a casual way. It suggests you're exploring. Another great one is, I'm just looking around for some inspiration. Thanks. This tells the shopkeeper that you're interested in their taste, but you aren't ready to pull out your credit card just yet.
Oh, wow. Inspiration. That makes me sound like an artist or an interior designer. I might use that next time I'm just looking for a cheap pair of socks.
Why not? Aim high, Leo. But there's another side to this. Sometimes the shopkeeper isn't trying to pressure you. They're just being a good host. Think of a shop like someone's home. When you walk in, they want to acknowledge you.
That makes sense. So if I walk in and they say, "How are you doing today?" I shouldn't just scream, "I'm just browsing," at them.
No, please don't do that. That would be a very awkward podcast episode. You should treat it like a mini conversation. A simple, I'm doing well, thanks. How about yourself? Goes a long way. Then, after that tiny social exchange, you can drop the shield. You can say, I think I'll just have a look around on my own for a bit, if that's all right.
Oh, if that's all right. That's like the magic cherry on top, isn't it? It's a question, but it's actually a polite statement.
You hit the nail on the head. It's a polite way of reclaiming your space. Now, what if the shop is really small? You know, those tiny boutiques where it's just you and the owner?
Oh, those are the scariest. There is nowhere to hide. You can't even pretend to look at a mannequin because the mannequin is basically touching you.
Right. In those cases, total silence is actually more awkward than talking. If you're in a tiny shop, it's actually better to be a bit more specific. Even if you aren't going to buy anything, you could say, you have such a lovely shop. I just had to pop in and see what you have.
Pop in. I hear people say that all the time. I just popped in. It sounds so fast, like a popcorn kernel.
Exactly. To pop in means to enter somewhere quickly and without a massive plan. It takes the pressure off. It tells the shopkeeper, I'm here for a second, I'm enjoying the view, and I might be gone soon.
I'm definitely using pop in. It makes me sound like I have a very busy, very cool life. Oh, I just popped into the bakery, then I popped into the shoe store.
You'd be the busiest man in town. But here is a little secret for our listeners. Sometimes the shopkeeper will follow up with, well, let me know if you need a different size or color. How do you respond to that without sounding like a robot?
I usually just say, okay, and then I stare at a wall.
Well, okay is fine, but if you want to sound like a pro, try perfect, I'll keep that in mind. Or great, I'll shout if I need anything.
Wait, I'll shout? Like I should actually yell, "Hey, Sarah, I need a large," from across the store?
No, please don't actually shout. In this context, I'll shout or give me a shout is a very common British and Australian idiom that just means I will call for you or I will ask you. It's very informal and very friendly. It shows you're comfortable in the language.
Phew, okay, good. I was worried I'd get kicked out for being too loud. So, let me see if I've got the part one vibes down. I walk in, I smile, I acknowledge the human being behind the counter, I pop in for a browse, and I let them know I'll shout if I need help.
Spot on. You've already mastered the hardest part, the entrance. You've established that you are a polite, confident person who is in control of their shopping experience.
I feel more powerful already. But Sarah, what happens when I actually find something I like? Because that's where it gets complicated. What if I like the shirt, but it looks like it was made for a giant? Or what if I like the color, but the material feels like sandpaper?
Well, that is exactly what we are going to dive into next, finding the hidden gems and asking the right questions about the items themselves.
I'm ready. I think I'm done just browsing. I'm ready to hunt for actual clothes.
All right, let's keep that momentum going then.
Okay, Sarah, I've done it. I've successfully popped in and I've finished my browse. And wouldn't you know it, I've found something. It's this amazing leather jacket, but it's huge. It looks like it belongs to a biker who is twice my size. How do I ask for a smaller one without sounding like I'm complaining about their stock?
That is a classic dilemma. First of all, don't worry about offending the shopkeeper. They want you to find the right fit. The most basic way is to say, do you have this in a small? But if we want to add that English leap flair, we can make it much more conversational.
Give me the flair, Sarah. I want to sound like I buy leather jackets every Tuesday.
Well, try something like, I really love the style of this, but it's a bit oversized for me. Do you happen to have this in a medium or a small?
Oh, do you happen to have? That sounds so much softer. It's like I'm saying, hey, maybe by some magical coincidence, there's a smaller one nearby?
Precisely. It makes the request feel less like a demand. Another great phrase is, does this come in any other sizes? This is perfect when you aren't even sure if they make it in your size. It sounds very professional.
Does this come in? That's a good one. It sounds like I'm asking about the whole production line. Now, what if the color is the problem? Like, I love the jacket, but it's neon green, and I want something a bit more subtle?
Neon green, you'd certainly stand out in a crowd, Leo. If you want to ask about colors, you can use the same structure. Does this come in any other colors? Or even better, do you carry this in black or maybe a dark brown?
Do you carry this? Wait, why carry? I thought carry was for bags or heavy boxes. Am I asking if the shopkeeper is physically holding the jacket?
No, not quite. In a retail context, to carry means to sell or to have in stock. If a store carries a brand or a specific item, it means they regularly stock it. So asking, do you carry this in navy, is a very natural way to ask if they sell that version.
Ah, I see. Do you carry this? It makes the shop sound like a big ship transporting goods across the sea. I like the imagery. But Sarah, what if they look at the rack, look at me, and say those dreaded words, I think that's the last one?
Oh, the heartbreak. But don't give up yet. This is where you use the stockroom secret. You can ask, oh, that's a shame. Is there any chance you have another one in the back?
In the back? You mean the mysterious room behind the velvet curtain where they keep the good stuff?
Exactly, the stockroom. Many times the shop floor is full, but they have more boxes in the back that haven't been opened yet. If you ask politely, could you double check the stockroom for me? Most shopkeepers are happy to do a quick search.
Double check. That sounds like I'm asking them to be extra careful. I like that. But what if they come back and say, sorry, we're completely out of stock?
Then we move into future planning English. You don't just say bye and run away. You can ask, are you expecting a restock anytime soon?
Restock. That's a great word. It sounds very official, like I'm part of their supply chain management team.
It is. Or you can ask, do you know when you'll be getting more of these in? If they say next Friday, you can follow up with my favorite power move. Could you put one on hold for me when they arrive?
Put one on hold. Now we're talking. That means they save it for me, right? Like a VIP.
You know it. Putting something on hold is a common service in many shops. You usually give them your name and phone number, and they'll call you when it arrives. It's a great way to practice your English over the phone later, too.
Oh, wow, a double challenge. I like it. Okay, so I've asked for the size, I've checked the back, and maybe I've even put one on hold. But let's say they do have it. They hand me the jacket in a medium. Now I have to actually try it on. How do I ask for the little room with the mirrors, the box of judgment?
The box of judgment, that's hilarious. No, we usually call it the fitting room or the changing room. In the US, fitting room is very common. In the UK, you'll hear both.
Okay, fitting room. So I just say, where is the fitting room?
You can, but again, let's make it smoother. Try, could you point me towards the fitting rooms? Or is there a fitting room I could use? It sounds a bit more polite than just demanding the location of a room.
Could you point me towards the... I like that. It sounds very directional. And then once I'm in there, what if I need a different size, but I'm already half undressed? I can't exactly walk out into the shop in my t-shirt to find the shopkeeper.
That is the ultimate shopping nightmare. Usually, a good shopkeeper will stay nearby and ask, how's it fitting in there? Or is everything okay? If they do, you can just shout politely, actually, this is a bit snug. Could I possibly try the next size up?
A bit snug. Snug like a bug in a rug?
Exactly. Snug means it's a little bit too tight, but in a cozy way. It's a very polite way to say, this is squeezing me and I can't breathe.
A bit snug. I'll remember that. And the next size up, does that mean bigger?
Yes, size up means bigger and size down means smaller. So you could say, I think I need to size up, or could I try one size down? It's much more natural than saying, give me the large instead of the medium.
This is great. I'm learning that shopping is basically a game of being as polite as possible while still getting exactly what you want.
That is the perfect summary of British and American shopping culture, Leo. It's all about the polite persistence.
Polite persistence. I'm going to write that on a t-shirt. But wait, we haven't talked about the most important thing yet, the price. What if I love the jacket, it fits perfectly, it's the right color, but then I look at the price tag and I realize it costs more than my car?
Oh, the price tag shock. That is a very important chapter. We need to talk about how to handle the money talk and those tricky payment questions.
Yes, please, because this is too expensive, I am leaving feels a bit too honest.
Just a bit. We'll cover how to handle the money talk and those tricky payment questions in the next part.
I'm ready. My wallet is ready. Well, maybe not for the leather jacket, but it's ready for the conversation.
That's the spirit. Let's keep going.
Okay, Sarah, I've found the jacket. It fits perfectly. I look like a movie star. I'm ready to live my best biker life. But then I slowly reach for the sleeve. I flip over the little white tag, and my heart stops. Sarah, this jacket is $1,500.
Oh, ouch. That is definitely a heart-stopping moment. I think we've all been there. You find the perfect item, and then you realize it cost as much as a small tropical vacation.
Exactly. Now, the shopkeeper is standing right there, looking at me with those hopeful eyes. I can't just drop the jacket and run out the door, right? That feels like I'm committing a crime. But I also can't buy it unless I want to eat nothing but plain rice for the next 6 months. What is the expert English way to say, "You must be joking"?
Well, first of all, please don't say you must be joking to the shopkeeper. That might be a bit too confrontational. Instead, we use what I call the polite price pivot. You want to acknowledge that the item is nice, but gently explain that the price doesn't work for you. A very common phrase is, "Oh, that's a bit steep, isn't it?"
A bit steep, like a mountain?
Yes, exactly like a mountain. If a price is steep, it means it's very high or a bit more than you expected. It's a very natural, slightly indirect way of saying something is expensive.
A bit steep. I like that. It sounds like I'm an expert on the market value of leather. What else can I say if I want to be a bit more direct but still stay friendly?
You could say, "It's a beautiful piece, but I think it's a little out of my budget today."
Out of my budget. That sounds very responsible. It makes me sound like I have a spreadsheet at home and I'm following a strict financial plan.
Right. It shifts the blame from the shop's high price to your own personal budget. It's a very safe and polite way to end the transaction. Or if you're looking for something similar but cheaper, you could ask, "Do you have anything similar that's a bit more affordable?"
Affordable. That's a good word. It's much nicer than saying cheap.
Oh, definitely. Cheap can sometimes imply that the quality is bad. Affordable just means the price is lower. It's a much more positive word to use in a store.
Okay, but Sarah, let's talk about the D word, discounts. Can I ask for one, or is that considered rude in English-speaking countries? I don't want to be that guy who is always trying to haggle in a high-end boutique.
That guy. Well, it really depends on where you are. In a large department store or a designer boutique, the price on the tag is usually final. You can't really haggle there. However, it is always okay to ask if there are any promotions or upcoming sales.
Promotions, like buy one, get one free.
Exactly, or BOGO, as we sometimes call it. You could ask the shopkeeper, "Are you running any specials at the moment?" Or, "Is this item going on sale anytime soon?"
Oh, going on sale. That's a great question. If they say, "Actually, we have a clearance starting on Monday," I just saved myself $500.
See, it pays to ask. And here is a little tip. If you notice a small defect, like a tiny scratch on the shoulder or a missing button, you can absolutely ask for a markdown.
A markdown. Is that like a discount for damaged goods?
Precisely. You could say, "I really love this jacket, but I noticed there's a small scuff on the shoulder. Is there any flexibility on the price because of that?"
Is there any flexibility? Oh, Sarah, that is smooth. It sounds so professional. You aren't demanding money off, you're just asking about flexibility.
It's all in the phrasing, Leo. Now, what about smaller shops, like a local market or a secondhand vintage store? There, haggling is much more common.
Okay, so if I'm at a flea market and the guy wants $50 for an old lamp, I don't have to just pay it.
No, not at all. In those settings, it's like a little game. You could say, "Would you take 40 for it?" Or, "What's your best price on this?"
What's your best price? That sounds like I'm a high-powered negotiator. I'm going to use that everywhere, even at the grocery store.
No, please don't haggle over the price of milk at the supermarket, Leo. They will look at you very strangely.
Okay, fine. Only at markets. Now, what if the shopkeeper says, "I can do 45?
Then you have a choice. You can meet them in the middle, or if you're feeling bold, you can use the bundle strategy. You say, "How about 60 for the lamp and this old frame?"
The bundle strategy. I love it. It's like a value meal, but for antiques.
Ha, exactly. Now, let's go back to the leather jacket. Let's say the shopkeeper says there are no discounts, but it's worth every penny because it's handmade.
Worth every penny. I've heard that phrase before. It means it's high quality, right?
Yes, if something is worth it, the value matches the price. But you have to decide if it's worth it to you. If you decide to go for it, you need to be ready for the checkout phase.
The checkout, the moment of truth. That's when I actually have to hand over my money.
Right, and there is a whole different set of vocabulary for that. Taxes, receipts, bags, and different ways to pay.
Oh man, I always get confused with the payment part. Sometimes they ask me things and I just nod and say yes, and then I realize I just signed up for a store credit card and a 3-year magazine subscription.
We definitely need to make sure that doesn't happen to you. We'll cover all the counter talk in the next part, including how to avoid those accidental subscriptions.
Please save me from the magazines, Sarah.
I've got you covered. Let's move on to the final steps of the transaction.
Okay, Sarah, I've survived the price tag shock. I've negotiated like a pro. Well, I've used the word flexibility at least once. And now I'm standing at the counter. The point of sale. It sounds very final, doesn't it? Like there's no turning back now.
It does sound a bit dramatic, doesn't it? But really, the till or the checkout counter is where some of the most practical English happens. It's fast, it's rhythmic, and if you aren't ready for the questions, it can feel like a pop quiz.
A pop quiz where the prize is a leather jacket. Okay, so I'm standing there. The shopkeeper starts scanning the items. Beep, beep, beep. What's the first thing they usually ask?
Usually they'll start with some friendly till talk. They might ask, "Did you find everything you were looking for today?" Or, "How has your day been so far?"
Oh, I know this one. I shouldn't just say yes and good. I should be a human being, right?
Exactly. You can say, "Yes, thank you. You have a lovely selection here." Or, "It's been great, just doing a bit of weekend shopping." It keeps the vibe light. But then things get technical. They'll usually tell you the total. That'll be £45 and 50 pence, please.
Right, and then comes the big question. How would you like to pay?
Exactly. And nowadays, there are so many ways to answer that. You have cash, card, or mobile pay.
I usually use my phone, just tap and go. Is there a special way to say that?
You can just say, "I'll pay by card," or "Is contactless okay?" Most places now have a card reader or a terminal sitting right on the counter. If you're using your phone or a card with a chip, you can ask, "Can I just tap here?"
Can I just tap here? That's easy enough. But what if it doesn't work? When the machine makes that angry buzzing sound and the shopkeeper looks at you like you're trying to pay with Monopoly money?
Oh, the declined beep. It's the worst sound in the world. If that happens, don't panic. It's usually just a technical glitch. You can say, let me try that again. Or maybe the chip is a bit dirty. Let me try inserting it instead.
Inserting it, right, because tapping is the magic wave and inserting is the chip and pin method.
You got it. And if you're using a card from another country, the machine might ask you a very confusing question. Would you like to pay in the local currency or your home currency?
Oh, wow, I hate that question. I never know which one to pick. I usually just close my eyes and point at one.
Pro tip, always choose the local currency. Usually the exchange rate is much better if you let your own bank handle it. So you can say to the shopkeeper, "I'll go with the local currency, thanks."
Good to know. You're saving me money and teaching me English? You're like a financial advisor and a teacher in one, Sarah.
I try my best, Leo. Now, once the payment goes through, the questions don't stop. The next one is usually about the paperwork.
The receipt. Would you like your receipt in the bag?
Exactly. Or if they're being eco-friendly, they might ask, "Would you like a printed receipt or should I email it to you?"
Oh, an e-receipt. I like those because I always lose the paper ones. I find them 3 months later in the bottom of my bag looking like a piece of old chewing gum.
Me too. If you want it emailed, you can say, "Email is great, thanks." And then you'll have to spell out your email address.
That is a great chance to practice saying @ for the @ symbol and dot for the periods. Right, leo@englishleap.com. I've practiced that one. But then, Sarah, there's the last part, the bag situation. In some places, they just give you a bag. In other places, they look at you like you're a criminal if you don't have your own reusable one.
Very true. Especially in the UK and parts of the US, they charge for bags now. So they will ask, "Do you need a bag for that?" Or "Would you like a carrier bag?"
Carrier bag. That sounds so much fancier than just plastic bag.
It is. And if you say yes, they might add, "That'll be 10 cents for the bag. Is that okay?"
Is that okay? Of course it's okay. I can't carry a leather jacket, a lamp, and a giant picture frame in my arms like I'm in a comedy movie.
True. But then comes the moment you were worried about earlier, the loyalty trap.
Oh no, here it comes. Would you like to join our rewards program today? You'll get 10% off your next purchase and a free subscription to our Biker Monthly magazine.
Exactly. They make it sound so tempting. It only takes a minute to sign up.
But it never takes a minute, does it, Sarah? It takes 10 minutes, and they want my home address, my mother's maiden name, and my favorite color. How do I say no without being a Debbie Downer?
A Debbie Downer. That's a great idiom for someone who ruins the mood. To decline politely, you just say, "Not today, thank you," or "I think I'll pass this time, but thanks for asking."
I think I'll pass. That sounds very cool, like I'm too busy and important for their Biker Monthly magazine.
It's the perfect phrase. It's firm, but very polite. Now, while all this is happening, the bag, the receipt, the payment, there's usually one last bit of small talk, the wrap-up.
Right, like, have a good one, or enjoy the rest of your day.
Exactly. And you should always have a response ready so you don't just stand there awkwardly clutching your bag. A simple, "You too, have a great weekend," or "Thanks, you too, take care," is the perfect way to exit the conversation.
Take care. I like that. It sounds very warm, like I actually care about the shopkeeper's well-being.
It is. It's a very common way to say goodbye in a friendly, service-oriented setting.
Okay, I think I've done it. I've entered the shop, I've browsed, I've checked the stock room, I've handled the price, and I've paid without joining a biker cult. I am a shopping master.
You really are, Leo. But wait, we have one more part left. We need to recap everything for our listeners and give them a mission.
A mission? Like an undercover shopping spy?
Something like that. We're going to give them some homework to make sure these phrases actually stick in their brains.
Oh, wow, homework. I haven't had homework in years. I'm actually kind of excited.
That's what I like to hear. Let's head into our final part and wrap this up. And here we are, the final stretch of our shopping journey. Leo, I have to say, seeing your transformation from a panicked window shopper to a confident retail expert has been the highlight of my week.
Haha, I feel like a completely different person, Sarah. Honestly, before we sat down to chat, I used to treat going into a shop like a high-stakes mission where I had to get in and out as fast as possible without making eye contact. Now, I feel like I could walk into the fanciest boutique in London and ask for a markdown on a diamond-encrusted toaster with a straight face.
Well, maybe start with the leather jacket before you move on to the toasters. But seriously, everyone listening at home, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've essentially built a survival kit for the English-speaking world of commerce.
We really have. And you know what the biggest takeaway for me was? It's not just about the words, it's about the vibe. Like using phrases like, "I'm just having a browse," or "Do you happen to have?" totally changes how the shopkeeper treats you. It makes you an insider instead of a tourist.
Exactly. It's all about social grease. It makes the gears of the interaction turn smoothly. So before we give everyone their mission for the week, let's do a quick power recap of the heavy hitters we learned today.
Oh, I'm ready. I've been taking mental notes this whole time. Let's start at the beginning, the shield. My favorite was, "I'm just popping in for a browse." It sounds so casual and effortless.
Right, to browse and to pop in. Remember, everyone, these are your best friends if you want to explore a shop without feeling the pressure to buy something immediately.
And then we had the hunt. I loved, "Do you carry this in?" It's such a professional way to ask about stock. And don't forget the stockroom secret, asking if they have another one in the back. It's like a secret level in a video game.
It really is. And when you're in that box of judgment, the fitting room, don't forget to use size up or size down if the fit is a bit snug.
A bit snug. I'm definitely using that. It sounds much more sophisticated than "this is too small and I'm stuck in it."
Please don't get stuck in the clothes, Leo. And then the part that usually makes everyone sweat, the money.
Right. A bit steep. That's the winner there. It's the perfect way to say too expensive without being rude. And my personal favorite, the flexibility move. Is there any flexibility on the price? It makes me sound like a high-level negotiator.
It really does. It's a very respectful way to open a conversation about a discount. And finally, the till talk. Remember, is contactless okay?
I'll pass on the rewards program, and the classic, you too, take care, to finish it all off.
It's a lot of phrases, but when you put them all together, it really tells a story, doesn't it? It's the story of a successful, stress-free shopping trip.
It really is. But you know, Leo, learning is one thing, but doing is another. We can't let our listeners just walk away without a challenge.
Oh boy, here it comes. The English Leap Mission. I'm excited. What have you got for us, Sarah?
Okay, everyone, listen up. Here is your homework and practice for this episode. I call it the Secret Shopper Challenge.
Ooh, sounds mysterious.
It's simple but very effective. Your mission this week is to go into a shop, any shop. It could be a bookstore, a clothing store, or even a hardware store. Your task is to use at least 3 of the power phrases we discussed today.
3? Okay, that sounds doable. Which ones should they pick?
I want you to use one shield phrase when you enter. So even if the shopkeeper doesn't talk to you first, you can say, "Hi, I'm just having a browse. Thank you."
Okay, that's one. What's the second one?
The second one is the inquiry. Even if you see exactly what you want, I want you to ask the shopkeeper a question about an item. Use, "Do you carry this in?" or "Does this come in any other colors?" Even if you already know the answer. This is all about practicing the delivery.
A little bit of acting. I love it. Oh, do you carry this blue hammer in pink?
Exactly. And the third phrase is the polite exit. When you leave, whether you bought something or not, use a full, natural closing phrase. Don't just say bye. Use thanks so much, have a great rest of your day, or take care.
That is a great mission. It's low risk but high reward. And you know what would be even better? If you guys could come back to the comments on this video or message us and tell us how it went. Did the shopkeeper smile? Did they give you a discount? Did they try to sell you a biker magazine?
Yes, we want to hear all about your shopping adventures. The more you practice these social scripts, the more they become a part of you. Eventually, you won't even have to think about them. They'll just pop out.
Just like I pop into the shops. See what I did there?
You are getting too good at this, Leo. I think you're ready to graduate to department store level.
Oh man, the big leagues. I'm ready. This was so much fun, Sarah. I actually feel like I can go out and enjoy shopping now instead of fearing it.
That is exactly the goal. English is a tool to help you enjoy your life, not a barrier to keep you out of it.
Well said. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the English Leap podcast. We had a blast, and we hope you did too.
We certainly did. Don't forget to subscribe to your favorite teacher for more episodes just like this one. We've got so much more to talk about, from ordering in restaurants to handling job interviews and everything in between.
Until next time, everyone, go out there, be bold, and enjoy your browse.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.